Hi, this is Neil-Asher from the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs, where we help folks just like you start their own businesses on Amazon right here in Australia. We've got over 2,000 members now with sales of over $50 million selling right around the world. You can find out more by going to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. This video, a little bit different. We've been taken over by girl power. I've asked some of my AOE members, Aussie Online Entrepreneurs members, if they will look after things, because I've actually been to the dentist to get a tooth taken out, which hurt. So girl power this week, so let's get into it. In this video, you may not realize it, but Amazon can be a complete bastard sometimes. They change things all the time, and this is a significant change. Rosie Kovacs from the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs is going to talk you through one of the biggest changes that we've seen so far this year.
So next up, we're going to have Rosie presenting. She's going to be looking at the HTML changes, which mildly horrifies me in that I've got quite a few listings to deal with, and that's going to be a lot of work getting those changes handing over. So let me just see about getting Rosie on board here. Okay, I don't want my camera on. Where are you? Okay. Okay, so Rosie,
Yes,
are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can indeed. Now we need to
Okay.
get you to be presenting.
Yes, hopefully I've got the right screen.
Yes, fantastic.
Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. Just a couple of things before I go into this is that some of this you may already know. I'm going to go through some very basic things like how to do a control copy and control paste in Word. So if you already know how to do that, just ignore me until the next step. And there's also the actual demonstration I'm going to be doing. I'm going to show you part of it in real life, but then I've already pre-recorded. Oh, crikey, Siri. She's sorry. Chuck my phone into another room. That's happened to me a couple of times. I've been in meetings and I said, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then Siri says, what can I help you with? It's like, a bit scary. It's like Alexa, isn't it? Okay, yeah, so I've already pre-recorded these, like how to do each of these things, so you don't have to worry about, taking too many notes. And there'll also be the PowerPoint presentation I'm going through that you'll get a copy of as well. And if there's any questions, I can answer them as well at the end. Okay, so if I click on this one and how to remove HTML codes. If you don't have a listing written yet, then this will apply to you a little bit further on in a few slides down the road, but there's still some good information here particularly for those who do have product listings, and like Kate said, for people who have a lot. I'm trying, hopefully these instructions will make it a little bit easier for you to go through and change them. So just some background on this. Amazon has been, I guess they've always had a policy in place where we're not supposed to use HTML codes in the product listings, and particularly in the description section. And up until now, we've been getting away with it. And there's some, but they say now that to help and improve the customer experience for people with non-HTML devices, and I'm not really clear what that means, but they're saying that it's to help them, then they're not going to support HTML tags anymore on the product descriptions. And 26th of May this year, which is not that far away, is the timeline of when they're going to start cracking down on it. So what they've threatened to do, and I've bolded it here just to make it very clear. So they will choose whether they will just remove that line with the HTML tags in it, or whether they'll just remove, show it without the formatting. So they'll either remove the content or they'll leave it there, but it'll be unformatted. It's at their discretion. Okay, some of the standard codes that we tend to use, and there may be other ones that you've used, but these are the main ones that I tend to use when I do product listings. Paragraph, bold, italics, unnumbered lists, which is bullet points, the actual list items, and also a break. The only one that we will be allowed to use after May 26 is the break, BR. All right, so to start with, you go into your inventory, manage inventory, and you find the listing that you want to change, and you click on the edit on the side there. Now, I'm not going to go through a live demonstration for this component because, for confidentiality reasons, this is just a dummy listing that I have set up and with some basic coding. Okay, so the intent here is that you would, if you don't already have a copy of your content from your product listing in, say, a Word document or something similar, you'll need to copy it from here, and so that you can modify it easily. Okay. So this is where the video demonstration will start from, and you'll get access to that separately. And I will just walk you through this little bit, and then we'll go into a bit of a live demonstration in a Word document. So the idea is that you will just click anywhere in here, in this field here, just click once and get your cursor in there, and then do a Control-A, which will highlight all that content, and then a Control-C to copy. And then you would go to a Word document and do a Control-V to paste. Okay, so for those who already know these commands, just ignore me. But it's just to make it simple to then copy. And then I will now switch over to Word. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. Can you see my Word document?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. All right, so this is what I've taken just from that dummy listing, and I've just kept it simple so there's not many codes to replace. But you can see I've got the paragraph, the bold, I've got the listing, like that's italics, and the breaks as well. Okay, so the easiest way to remove the codes is to do a global replace. And for those who know how to do this in Word, you can just ignore me, as I said before, but for those who don't, you just press Control-E. There's a couple of ways to do it. I do Control-E and then replace. And say, in this case, we want to replace the P for paragraph with nothing, basically. So don't even put a space in there. Just leave it as completely blank and do a replace all. Okay, it's done too. And then you just go through and do the ones with a slash, replace all, and just quickly go through the rest so that you can see how it's done. And then the B, and there's only one left, which is the italics. And I should clarify for those who are not aware, the / there in those codes meant that's where it finishes. So you'd have a B for the bold is where it starts, and then a /B for when the bold finishes. So you can see now all those codes are gone except for the BR, okay, because we do want to keep those. And what that will look like now, and I will show you in a HTML editor, it's not going to be very pretty. It's just like a block of text, pretty much. And the reason that that's down onto the next line after that is because I've got the BR for a break. All right, so we want to make it a little bit nicer than that, so as much as we can. So I'll go back to here, and I really want to put a break in here, actually 2 breaks. Okay, so that will make two line breaks before the feature, and then also at the end of these, because we can't actually specify it's a list item, we just want to put another line break in there. Okay, so just a BR. And then I'll just copy that and put it straight back into here. Delete that, copy it in, and you can see now we've got some extra line in here, and we've got these now as individual lines. They're not just running straight into each other. Okay, so that's the extent of the formatting that Amazon is allowing us to do from May 26th. And what you do next is, if you're happy with that, or you wanted to put some extra lines in, blank lines, and you can do that with the BR code. Once you're happy with it, go back here, copy and paste this. You just copy that and then paste it back into your listing. Okay, so if I go back to the presentation now and just skip past this, so I've just got that all detailed on how to do that. The next thing I wanted to show you is around Unicodes. So some of you may remember that Neil took us through this in a previous Q&A, and it's a really neat feature, and I've been using it in titles and bullet points, but not in descriptions up until now. So I don't know how Amazon's going to handle it, but it's not actually HTML codes. What you're doing is you're formatting the text and then copying the formatted text itself without the HTML code. So I'm going to definitely try it with my listings, and I'll just show you quickly how that's done. There's a URL which I already just happen to have open, and this is what you get: Unicode text converter. And it's so easy to use this. For example, what I want to do is say the word information. Okay, I want that to stand out because I can't use bold anymore. So I will put in information, and you can do it in low, like there's the format that I had it, or in all caps. All caps gives it a bit more impact. And then you just click on show. And then it brings up a list of fonts and how it looks, that word looks here. And it's so easy. All you have to do is just highlight the word or words that you put in, and then just copy that, paste it in here. And then you also then, when you finish this, you paste that into your product listing online in Amazon, and it saves it formatted. It's just really easy to use. So I'm going to do features as well. And you can have multiple words if you like. This is my favorite, math bold. You can choose whichever ones you want, as long as it looks good on the screen, so you can test it out before you actually save your listing. So just one thing I will note, that even though it looks very big here on the Word document, when it goes into Seller Central, into your product listing, the text ends up being smaller, but it still looks a lot better than just having plain text. So I can also put this into here. What's if I want to copy this whole thing again, and we'll see what that looks like here. You can already see the formatted information and features looks a lot better than just plain text, right? So this is an alternative to not being able to use the HTML codes. So you can have a play with that and see how you go. A disclaimer, I have no idea whether Amazon is going to crack down on these as well, but for now, it's certainly something that you may want to play around with and give it a go.
That's great.
Okay.
Thanks, Rosie. That's really great. I just had a question here that's come through. Saying, okay, do we have to proactively remove the HTML from our listings, or will Amazon just remove it for us automatically on this date?
Right.
Have you got any idea?
Yeah, I would suggest don't wait, because Amazon, because it's their choice whether they remove the codes or they remove the whole text that's in there. And the last thing you want is for your content to disappear from your product listing.
Yeah, that's right. So fantastic. Look, that's really great information there, Rosie, and I agree the Unicode makes a big difference. If you're going to remove HTML, that Unicode definitely makes a big difference. So worth looking at. And if you can give the URLs when you post that information, if you can include the URLs of the HTML converter and the Unicode converter, that would be useful for everyone.
Absolutely.
We'll put that in the chat. Yeah. Yep. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Rosie.
Thanks for watching that video of Girl Power. in the Aussie online entrepreneurs, did you know in the Aussie online entrepreneurs, the ladies outperform guys when it comes to making money on Amazon? Well, it's true. If you'd like to find out more about the Aussie online entrepreneurs, and if you could like to join into our battle of the sexes, just kidding, we don't really have that happening, then you can go to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au, find out more about joining over 2,000 folks right here in Australia's with sales of over $50 million on Amazon right around the world. www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. Thanks for watching. Bye.